Hey guys, I'm gonna discuss an interesting topic with you guys. Nowadays, human technology become more and more advanced, but despite the positive sides, there are also negative sides for the highly developed technology. For example, nuclear energy is invented to produce heat, and these also could threaten to cause radioactive waste and nuclear accidents, which could produce large damage to surrounding areas and remain active throughout the next hundreds of years. Here's a picture of the nuclear reactor, and it is formerly known as atomic pile, and it is a device used to initiate and control a sustained nuclear chain reaction. According to World Nuclear Organization, nuclear reactors are used at nuclear power plants for their electricity generation and in propulsion of ships. The invention of nuclear reactor do create many advantages for people. The generation of electricity through nuclear energy reduces the amount of energy generated from fossil fuels like coal and oil, and less uses of fossil fuels means lowering greenhouse gases emissions like carbon dioxide and other poison gas. And here's a graph about the advantages of nuclear energy. You can see from here, it says that contribution to carbon dioxide emission reduction since 1973, and nuclear generation contain almost 90% of the reduction of carbon dioxide. And there's another advantages. It is require of the amount of fuel. Less fuels offers more energy. It represents the significant save on raw materials, but also in transport, handling, and extraction of nuclear fuel. Also, the cost of nuclear fuels is 20% of the cost of energy generated. By reducing the assumption of fossil fuels, we also improve the quality of the air, affecting the disease and quality of life. And here's the image of graph United States annual coal consumption versus production. And you can see from here, it says that it declined from 1,128 to 889 million short tons between 2011 to 2012. It is a fall of 238 million short tons. As people rely more and more on the nuclear energy, troubles also raise up with the huge damage to human society. As I mentioned before, one of the major repercussions is the radioactive waste. I'll show some images to impress you about the huge damage and future impact of these nuclear accidents. What's more, nuclear waste also could stay still for many years and affect the DNA in surrounding spaces. Some of them might die of diseases, others might change their physical characters, which commonly called deformity. And this is a picture of the turtle which infected by the radiation. And you can see that it have two heads. And here's another example of the flower. You can see that the core is become larger, is also caused by the radiation. According to CNN.com, on March 12, 2011, there was a nuclear leak which caused by earthquake in Fukushima, Japan. This accident was an energy accident at the Fukushima No. 1 nuclear power plant. Millions of people have potentially been infected by the nuclear radiation, which will cause many diseases like deformity, cancers, and infertility, etc. Surrounding seafood was not available for eating, also because of the terrible radiation from the nuclear reactors. Another famous event called Chernobyl disaster, also refers to as the Chernobyl accident, was a catastrophic nuclear accident. It occurred on 26 April 1986 in USSR. This nuclear reactor explosion is as 400 times as the explosion caused by the nuclear bomb in Hiroshima. Later, the complete city was isolated aside. So Regardless how the nuclear energy benefits us, if I'm to reflect on all these negative events that it is responsible for, it seems an easy choice. I think humans should find something that is safer to replace nuclear energy in the future. Solar energy is a positive alternative with an added benefit of being a sustainable energy. According to NERL.gov, solar energy is a resource that is not only sustainable for energy consumption, it is indefinitely renewable. It can also be using relatively simple technology to heat water. The uses of skylights in home construction can also greatly reduce energy expenditure required to light room in a home interior during the day. Solar panels also require little maintenance. After installation and optimization, they are very reliable due to the fact that they are actively create electricity in just a few millimeters and do not require any type of mechanical parts that can fail. Solar energy is also completely pure because unlike nuclear energy, which is invented by human, it is naturally caused by the sun. So by using the solar energy, we could transfer it to other kinds of energy to apply to people's life without creating the potential damage like these two really famous big damage to human society, just like nuclear reactor does. Well, last but not least, by using solar energy, there won't be any risk of nuclear accidents as you see in these pictures previously. Instead, we will have a more healthy environment and avoid as many fossil fuels as nuclear energy does. Thanks for watching. Thank you.